All right. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Alex with you in the Fox 54 Digital Weather Center for another edition of Weather Aware Live. So if you're wondering about Weather Aware Live, what it is, kind of what we're doing here, it's a more in-depth weather segment. You know, the X's and O's, if you will, of what goes on in Mother Nature. We take a deeper dive into it here, and it's a more of an in-depth, one-on-one explainer into the forecast. So hopefully you can get the information you need, because some pretty active weather could be out and about at times, both this evening and for your Saturday afternoon as well. I am anticipating storms in both of those time frames. And also we're talking about Erin, which is now a hurricane, and that's going to be pushing into the open Atlantic. So lots to get to in this full report here on Weather Aware Live. If you're just joining us on Facebook, we also have this on WFXG Fox 54 YouTube. If you're joining us on YouTube, we also have this on Fox 54's Facebook page as well. So make sure you join us there. And, of course, my Facebook page also. That's Meteorologist Alex Carter. So let's go ahead and get right to it. Again, some of the storms tonight could be rather noisy, but it depends on where they are. It's not going to be that widespread, but we are anticipating some thunderstorms later today. So here it is from downtown Augusta. Now, we've got a few storms out there right now, mainly in our South Carolina counties. Some of that could be a little bit more widespread over the next few hours. We're going to keep a close eye on it. Temperatures reflective of where we've seen rain and where we haven't. Look at that, 96 in Millen, 75 in Allendale, 21 degrees of a difference, just a simple drive down Highway 301. All matters on where the rain chances have been, and so far that has been primarily in our southern counties today and our South Carolina counties. Feels like temperature's pretty toasty. It is a blazing hot day where we haven't seen rain, and that's many of us. You see it now where most of the storms are at, and this is anywhere near Allendale, Sylvania, Hiltonia, Sardis, Girard, up Mike Padgett Highway, closer to the McBean community, and some leftover lingering light rain in Barnwell and Bamberg. Even got a cell up here. I'm going to take you to, say, Burnett Town and areas near, say, the Madison, Rainbow Falls, Vaucluse area. That's where we're seeing a stray shower at the moment. Also getting some rain right near, say, just to near Blythe and Keysville on the Jefferson-Richmond County line. And then a heavier storm. Here's where the heavy stuff's at. And this is, again, near McBean, Shell Bluff, and on down 23. And then you take it to down to 23, Girard, Sardis, areas on the Burke County side of the river. That's where we're seeing some showers and thunderstorms at this time. And the heaviest of them all continues to be in Allendale and even down towards Hampton County. So, again, we're seeing a few of those showers and storms. It's not widespread yet, but that could change later on this evening. And it's not necessarily from this batch of storms here. That'll play a part in it. But what we're looking at to our west is what could play a role in potential storms later tonight as well. We're starting to see some of that action firing up a little bit west of us, too. You see that a little bit of a flare-up. This is what we call differential heating. It's a lot hotter east of I-75 than it is west of it. That's because of this big batch of showers and storms. And as that shower and storm batch moves a little bit further east, it's going to be gradually pushing that way. This is the spot for potential storm development later today. So this does include the western CSRA. I think storm chances tonight will be highest on the Georgia side of the river, not as much on the South Carolina side. And part of that is because we've seen rain on the South Carolina side already today, and that could stabilize the air a little bit. So good news for us is that hopefully we could stay away from most of the rain chances tonight in a few spots. Patricia, I do think you could see some storms in Norwood, Georgia tonight. I think that window would be from about, say, 6 to 10 in the evening. So just a heads up there. If you're watching us and you're on the Georgia side of the river, we do have a chance of storms tonight. Now, obviously, everybody's wondering what this is going to look like, considering we got high school football going on. And with all this complex of storms that we're watching out for, I am keeping a chance of rain in the forecast for this evening. It's not going to be a washout, okay? So I don't want you to cancel your plans. The truth usually lies somewhere in the middle. And in this case, it's nothing at all and a washout. So again, we'll probably see a few storms this evening. Heavy rain, frequent lightning, and potential gusty winds are possible in a few of these storms. But no, we're not expecting severe weather tonight. To answer some of your questions, I've seen a few of those messages just before we got on here. And no, we're not expecting severe weather tonight. A few heavier, stronger thunderstorms? Sure. But widespread severe weather threat? No, that's not going to be happening. So tonight, mainly spent in the 80s. If you're going out to the game, just keep in mind, bring the rain jacket just in case you run into one of those storms. And temperature's going to be in the 80s. Again, warm and muggy, typical for high school football, what we would see at least at the start of the season. We all know this. The start of the season is way different than the end of it. Now, that's for sure. So going to feel a lot different by October 31st, Halloween time frame. Here's the futurecast for tonight, and I'm going to show you this once again because we get fresh model data coming up in just about 2 to 3 minutes, and once we get to that 4:20, 4:25 time frame, I'm going to show you another run. But there it is tonight, and that's why I think thunderstorms are possible. This is actually the new model run, by the way. So you're getting you the most freshest model data that we've got. This is 6 o'clock. You see spotty storms tonight, and look, there it is. We had in 7, 8, 9 o'clock some of those storms impacting areas across the CSRA. So we're going to be on the lookout for this. Don't be surprised if you see a thunderstorm this evening. Hopefully this doesn't cause widespread disruptions for football. But again, thunderstorms are possible tonight. Some of that could be scattered about, and I do think some of us could have a noisy evening here in the CSRA. The good news is by Saturday evening, I think we're going to really start to dry out. So if we needed to have makeup games for the Friday night football, we could do that on Saturday night, and I think it'll look a lot better. Speaking of this weekend, there's tomorrow's forecast. The cold front that we've been talking about this week is going to be pushing down. Here's that aforementioned cold front. It's stalled out across parts of the Mid-South today. That's going to be moving across our area tomorrow, and that's what will stir up a pretty decent amount of storms for your Saturday. So the weekend, in a recap, this evening, hit-or-miss thunderstorms. Tomorrow afternoon, hit-or-miss thunderstorms. Then we get to Sunday, and it's just hot and mostly dry. Temperatures around 92, 93 degrees, only about a 20% chance of rain, and a lot of sunshine. The humidity should be slightly lower because of our wind direction coming out of the north and east. But let's go over Saturday real quick because this is going to be the more active one. That's for sure. Saturday morning, again, sunny and dry. Saturday afternoon, hit or miss thunderstorms. This isn't a washout. I will say this, though. At points this weekend, you are going to run into some rain on Saturday, not Sunday. You're likely not going to see a shower or storm on Sunday. You'll likely have a brief interruption to your plans, however, on Saturday. So keep that in consideration if you got something going on outside. The better day of the two to do it is going to be Sunday, not so much tomorrow. Then by the evening, you see it there, we're drying out by about 6 to 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. A couple thunderstorms remaining in the evening hours, but not many. And then by Saturday night, here comes a dry trend, okay? It's going to be nice. It's going to be a much drier trend. And before we get to Hurricane Erin, I'm actually going to pop this up on the board. This is Sunday into next week. Sunny skies, low 70s for lows, low to mid-90s for highs. Heat index near 100, and we're not going to see a whole lot of rain. Just a couple pop-ups each day, but the chances that you see one of those is slim to none. Okay, now let's get to Erin, all right? And the good news with Erin is there's not much to this one, okay, for us anyway, in the two-state. This is a strong storm. It's going to be a powerful hurricane. You see it's moving across the Atlantic Basin. It's going to be curving north starting this weekend. It's getting more organized. It's got that exhaust system to it. And look at this. Okay, so this is the track as we head into, and I'm going to zoom this in so I can see it a little better. There we go. So this is the track, and by Monday morning, this could be a powerful Category 4 hurricane to the east of the Bahamas. And you want to know maybe how east of the Bahamas this is. Well, about 200 miles east. Okay, and this is going to be curling to the north as it starts to feel the upper level winds from the United States that are pushing into the Atlantic, pushing offshore. That's what's going to steer this thing out to sea, along with the ridge that's out in the Atlantic Ocean, that big area of high pressure, that's also going to curve it. That's a good thing for us. We don't want any part of Hurricane Erin. It is going to be a powerful storm. It's going to thread the needle, more than likely, between us and Bermuda. And that's a good thing for us and Bermuda because nobody wants to be a part of this one. This will be a strong hurricane. You see it from the CSRA, how much we can measure this by. And I'm going to measure that out real quick. Let's see. Yep, there it is. And, we're talking about 500 miles offshore of the CSRA, about 500 miles offshore. That's a good thing, right? And we're going to be on the west side of this, which is the best side, right? So when you get on the west side of tropical systems, you're usually getting more of a north and easterly wind. And northeast winds in our neck of the woods means a good thing. It means the air is going to dry out, and it means we're going to get a lot more of less rain chances in the forecast. So if you're looking for drier weather, maybe you've been looking for a drier trend, I think this could very well be for you. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and try to pull up something that might be of interest to our forecast a little bit. Couldn't tell you when the last time I used that was. It's been a hot minute. Let's see about the moisture there. Yep, there it is. So I'm going to drag this thing in here and see what we can do with it. But I'm going to show you how the air is going to be a lot drier on the backside of Hurricane Erin. And we're just going to go ahead and pull this to next week, Sunday to Tuesday. Okay. Yep, so I'm going to hide all that. Haven't used this graphic in a while because, you see, and I'm going to hide the windshield for a second too. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull this to next Thursday and see how that works. So you're going to notice, and I'm going to pull the scene camera a little bit too so you can get a better view of this as well. All right. So there's Erin, and on the back side of it, notice that right there, okay? Dry air coming in on the back side of it. We're getting a northeasterly flow from this, and that northeasterly wind is going to play a role in our forecast in the best possible way because it will dry us out, and that's going to play a role in the forecast across much of the United States. So there it is, and you'll see that here. Right there, that northeasterly wind off of it. That's going to play a huge role in this thing. And so you see that northeasterly flow on the backside of Erin. That's what's going to keep this thing from being well away from us. And on top of that, you've got the cold front, which is somewhere right in here. I'm going to go ahead and point to it. I wish I had my pointer tool. But all this to say, we're staying away from Erin. We don't have a lot going on in the forecast other than some heat and some sunshine over the next 7 days. So I'm going to show you the 7-day forecast, and then we'll just give you that quick reminder about tonight's storm chances. Here it is, low to mid-90s, lots of sunshine, and the last couple of chances for more widespread thunderstorms is this evening and Saturday. We're looking really good in this 7-day forecast. Thursday and Friday of next week, another cold front moves its way down, and that's going to give us more storms. So the two stormy windows are tonight and Saturday. That's number one. And then Thursday and Friday of next week. And somewhere in the middle is Sunday through Wednesday, which is looking gorgeous, might I add. And as for tonight, we are anticipating some showers and thunderstorms. It's not going to be everywhere, but you have a fair chance of seeing one of those later this evening. So just a heads up. Just play it safe out there. Keep the rain jacket. Don't cancel your plans, but just keep an eye out on the skies tonight, especially as everybody's going to be out and about with some high school football. It's the season. Football season doesn't feel like fall for us until October, and hopefully we'll get there before you know it. But tonight, just be on the lookout for some of that rain. This has been another edition of Weather Aware Live. Thank you guys so much for joining us and being a part of this, of course. We really appreciate that. And as always, we appreciate you tuning in. Of course, we'll be here on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Fox 54 News tonight at 5. We hope you join us there. We'll give you the frequent and latest updates on tonight's storm chances and more on Hurricane Erin as we get those updates in from the National Hurricane Center. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tonight at 5, 6:30, and 10 and 11.